Hi everyone, Lieutenant Vamshi here. I scored CDS All India rank 10 in the attempt I got recommended in, and overall I've given CDS exam three times, and I cleared the cutoff for Air Force Academy all three times with a handsome margin. I never faced any problem in written exams. I also cleared exams like AFCAT, UPSC prelims once, and CAPF AC once. I could not attend the CAPF AC interview or the UPSC mains because by that time I was already in IMA. So that's a brief background on the written exams I've cleared. A few more not related to defense like CAT I've cleared and CUET through which I got into tests. So these are also fairly difficult exams and I've cleared all these exams in one attempt only. So I'll tell you a few things which I followed myself. I'm not an expert or a teacher, but I'm trying to gain all the insights I've got and jitna I've interacted with defense aspirants over the last few months. I've got what common problems you've been facing and where I can help you with. So on basis of all these things, I'll in this video try to cover everything you need to know for you to prepare better. So I won't teach you subjects as such, but I'll tell you how you can prepare on your own in a better way. So let's start. Firstly, a lot of you have been asking questions like eligibility, जैसे I am so and so age or I am doing this kind of degree, open schooling से या BSc nursing कर रहा हूँ. So am I eligible for CDS? How many attempts do I have left? Stop asking all these questions online. Don't ask GPT, don't ask Google. There's an official notification. UPSC releases it every 6 months. Download the latest notification and go through it line by line. Very clearly, they have given everything the criteria, what is the question paper like, pattern क्या है. All these basics do not time waste ही कर रहे हो ये सब पूछ के बाकी लोगों से. And I may give you some information which may not be correct, or the internet may give you wrong answers sometimes. AI is not accurate all the time. So do not rely on any other sources for such very basic information. Download the official notification from the UPSC website only and go through it. First thing वो है. And whenever you download the notification, go through it from end to end. शुरू से लेके last तक, please go through every line. If you have any doubts in that also, you can always ask someone, but it is given in very simple English, understandable by all. So please go through that first before you start preparing or before you start thinking about giving the exam itself. So that is the first thing. Once you read it clearly, once you know ki ha, now I have to give CDS, the next step is for you to go through a few previous year papers. All the previous year papers are available on UPSC website. Download the last few years, let's say the last 4 or 5 years. So every year it happens two times. So you'll have a collection of 8 to 10 papers. So now you go through all the papers in detail, question by question. Do not do anything, do not try to solve, do not try to guess the answer, nothing. जस्ट ऊपर ऊपर से ये देखना कि कहाँ से क्वेश्चंस आ रही है फ्रॉम व्हाट एरियाज लाइक लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल यू टेक मैथ्स हाउ मेनी क्वेश्चंस आर कमिंग फ्रॉम नंबर सिस्टम्स हाउ मेनी आर कमिंग फ्रॉम इक्वेशंस हाउ मेनी आर कमिंग फ्रॉम ज्योमेट्री एक रफ एस्टिमेट मिल जाएगा एंड यू विल गेट अ फील ऑफ द एग्जाम जस्ट बाय गोइंग थ्रू द प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स फर्स्ट without going into preparation. अभी तक we haven't started preparing. First go through the previous year papers to understand what the exam is like, how difficult is it, or what level am I at currently. पेपर इतना मुश्किल आ रहा है मैं एटलीस्ट कुछ क्वेश्चंस तो सॉल्व कर पा रहा हूँ या आई एम कंप्लीटली नॉट अवेयर एट ऑल आई एम अ कंप्लीट बिगिनर. वो तुम्हें पता चल जाएगा एग्जाम किस लेवल पे है एंड तुम किस लेवल पे हो. दैट डिफरेंस यू विल गेट अ फेयर अंडरस्टैंडिंग इफ यू गो थ्रू अ फ्यू पेपर्स. Once you have that idea, now you can start deciding on how to prepare or where to prepare from. Do I need to take coaching or not? Can I do self preparation? Which are the best sources, best books, best YouTube channels? Yes, sir, you can think of later. First, go through the official notification, then go through a few previous year papers. And now let's get into the business of actual preparation. I'll tell you a few books which I used to refer to, and these are referred to by almost all aspirants, and these are known to be the standard books for these subjects. So, first, history. Bipan Chandra is a very good author. I have referred to his book. I think the book is called India's Struggle for Independence. Modern history उसमें बहुत अच्छे से cover हो जाती है. And in history, if you observe, most of the questions come from modern history. Ancient and medieval, you can still ignore to some extent. If you still want to cover them also, they'll be covered in NCRT. NCRT 11th and 12th standard. And Tamil Nadu state board books are also very good. From 8th standard to 12th standard, if you refer, they have covered history very well. all three, ancient, modern, and medieval history. So these are the books. Even if you don't refer to all of them, at least try to cover one standard book, that is Bipin Chandra. If you read that book end to end, you don't need to memorize everything. Just go through it. History is interesting also. It looks like you are reading a story when you are going through. तो बहुत ज़्यादा facts याद रखने की जरूरत नहीं है. If you have a rough idea also, you can take educated guesses in the exam. So that should be your first endeavor, to just glance through the book once. And then in the second iteration, you can go through every detail, you can take small notes, and you can try to remember as many facts as possible. Even then, you don't need to cram up anything. Just try to remember important facts. That also you will get a better idea if you have gone through previous year papers first. Okay, which areas have the questions frequently come from, which are the most important topics, and what kind of questions come. Jैसे they can give a name of a battle and give you four options on which year the battle took place in, or they can give you let's say the Mauryan Empire, what was the capital city. So essay questions, you can find patterns when you go through the previous year papers. That is important, so that when you are preparing, you are not going through everything or even unnecessary things you are preparing for. ऐसे नहीं होगा. You will go through only the important stuff, and you will yourself ignore the parts where questions are not coming from. So that you can do for history. India Struggle for Independence is the name of the book. For polity, most of you would already be knowing, Lakshmikant is the Bible for polity in India. So go through the book end to end. Usme bhi there are a few sections from which a lot of questions come. I'm not exactly aware कि कौन सा chapter है. It's been a while since I've read the book. But you will see there are five parts in the book. In two of the parts, most of the questions come. And the remaining is important for civil services. Mains में that too काम आती है. For an MCQ exam like CDS, उतना ज़्यादा पढ़ने की ज़रूरत नहीं है. Go through the important sections. If you go through previous year papers, you will understand which parts I'm talking about. So go through polity, Lakshmikant. Read the book once overall end to end, एक बार पढ़ लेना. Try to understand the basics, get some concepts in your head, and then during the second iteration, go through all the important sections in depth. Try to make short notes for yourself and keep revising them again and again. That is for polity. For economics, there's this book by Nitin Singhania. The name is Indian Economy. So that book should be more than enough. You don't need to refer to any other source. This may be the same technique. Go through the book once, just like you would be reading a novel. एक बार ऊपर ऊपर से पता चल गया कि how Indian economy works, what are the sheer basics which any person should know, then get into the preparation from an exam point of view. So do that for economics. Geography, another important subject. You can refer to G.C. Leong. Uh, the book I think is called Certificate Physical Geography. So that is one standard book which most aspirants refer to. If you want to cover geography very well, please go through this book, and you should be getting all questions, at least most of the questions right if you go through this book end to end. So that's about geography. Another very important and sometimes ignored section is your physical sciences, that is your physics, chemistry, and biology. Very, very important. You don't need to have any standard books for these. Only your NCRTs should be enough. Take NCRTs from 6th standard to 12th standard and go through all the important concepts in physics, chemistry, and biology. Try to find patterns from previous year papers कि कैसे questions आ रही है. उसके basis पे go through the important sections first, and then if you have time, you can go through all the other sections as well. If you want to do quick revision, there are also handbooks. Arihant publications have handbooks of geography, physics, chemistry, bio, all these subjects. So go through these three handbooks. You can purchase them on Amazon or you'll get in offline markets as well. Handbook of Physics, Handbook of Chemistry, and Handbook of Biology. This book is where all the formulas, all the important concepts, one-liners, definitions, everything is summarized. एक छोटा book है जिसमें everything you need for competitive exam point of view is covered in these three subjects: physics, chemistry, and biology. So if you refer to NCRTs, that should be more than enough. Or if you want a quick revision, or on top of NCRTs, if you need further studies, you can go through these three handbooks by Arihant. That is what I used to do, and it worked very well. So that's about these science subjects. And then very important, current affairs. If you have the habit of reading newspaper, nothing more like that, more than that. The Hindu or the Indian Express, these are the two best newspapers for you to refer to. If you are reading them every day, then you are in a good position. But most of us do not get time or are not interested usually to read newspaper every day. For such people, there are monthly current affairs magazines which summarize everything important that happened during that month. That too specifically from competitive exam point of view. UPSC aspirants, railway, defense, SSC, state services aspirants, all of us refer to such magazines. I used to refer to this one magazine called Pratyogita Darpan. They have very good current affairs every month. Uska some nominal amount is there, you can pay that and purchase, or a lot of these ebooks are floated on Telegram and WhatsApp groups. So if you can get in touch with anyone, you can ask for them as well. And most of these resources that I mentioned are easily available for free online. You can download them and start studying. Or if you are not comfortable referring to sources online, screen time zyada ho rahi hai, all that, that's also a genuine problem. Try to purchase physical copies. You can buy them second hand or you can just order them and start referring to these books. Abhi, as of this date, when I'm recording this video, there are 40 days left precisely for your CDS. April 12th, 2026 ko CDS 1 hai. And now is not the time for you to start. You should have already done all these basics. But it's never too late. If you have the confidence that you will be able to cover vast syllabus in limited amount of time, you can go ahead and start now also. So this is about the GK paper and the standard books you can refer to. Now coming to maths, my favorite subject. I used to ace maths every time. I used to refer to this one book, CDS Pathfinder, Arihant Publications ka ye. Very basic level they have gone and they have taught you simple concepts of all arithmetic, algebra, geometry, every topic covered in basic sense. बहुत डिटेल में नहीं गया. And the best part about this book is this can be very user friendly for people who are from non-math background as well. He has not gone into too much math theory, बहुत deep concepts नहीं पढ़ाया. Very simply he has given shortcuts, tips and tricks. And all previous year questions are also covered topic wise. Level 1, level 2, level 3 ऐसे करके. You can start with the basics. Once you get confidence, you can solve level 2 problems, and then if you need further practice and revision, you can go for level 3 and previous year papers. So CDS Pathfinder is one very good book. If you want a general overall very good preparation of maths for CDS, NDA, AFCAT, CAPF, even UPSC prelims, CSAT paper, or any other competitive exam in India, the best book for math is R.S. Agarwal. The book is called Quantitative Aptitude by R.S. Agarwal. The best book for objective maths. In any paper, if there are MCQs coming from maths, this is the best book to refer to. So, CDS Pathfinder and R.S. Agarwal. If you have these two books, even if you skip R.S. Agarwal, if you cover CDS Pathfinder end to end, you should be good with maths. You should be scoring close to 40-50 easily if you do the basics right. If you study well and if you solve good number of questions in each topic, you will be able to score that much. Another area where you can score very, very well and very easily is English. This may be a biased statement because I find English easy. I studied in English medium and my vocabulary, grammar were more than good from childhood. So it was easy for me to pick up English and study for CDS, but people coming from different backgrounds may have different opinions. But overall, I think everyone would agree on this ki compared to maths and GK, English is relatively easy, at least to score above 50, above 60. I used to score in the 80s in English and fairly above 45-50 in math. And GK, I used to clear the cutoff barely, 25-30. In that range, I used to get in my CDS attempts. So yeah, English, the standard book is again CDS Pathfinder. All concepts are covered. Basics जितना पता होनी चाहिए उतना they have covered well, and they have given all the previous year questions topic wise. So English ज़्यादा पढ़ने से भी कुछ नहीं होगा. If you are already good at it, you will be doing very well. If you want to start completely from scratch, then you can refer to books like S.P. Bakshi, Objective General English by S.P. Bakshi. That book is very good for competitive exam English, any exam, not only defense, any exam if you are giving in India, and if you are given English in objective, वो MCQ format में, this book is really good. So either refer to only CDS Pathfinder or CDS Pathfinder and SP Bakshi. If you want to improve English vocabulary, basics of English, be it written or spoken English. Word Power by Norman Lewis is also a very good book. I didn't refer to it during my times, but I've heard from a lot of people that it's really helpful for beginners. So you can go through these books. I've covered the standard books you can refer to in English, math, and all subjects in GK. So, and there are a lot of YouTube channels. There are some other monthly magazines. There are a lot of coaching academies and websites who put regular content on their channels, their YouTube, Instagram, etc. So whichever you find comfortable, uh, it depends on person to person. So I don't want to mention any channels or websites. You can explore on your own. You can see where there is sufficient content, helpful content for you to get help from. But I would highly recommend to cut through the clutter. All these content are ऊपर से they may give you some mock questions or there may be some revision material. But if you want to really study in depth, the books I mentioned are the best sources. So even if you are starting late, try to cover your syllabus from these books. For practice, you can refer to all these YouTube videos, monthly magazines, different websites, or even AI can be used if you are smart enough to feed your content to GPT and ask it to generate some MCQs for you or take your weekly tests. All that you can do, you can use technology to your benefit, but that should be done at a later stage during your revision or during your mock tests. All these can be done. Before that, try to cover the syllabus in depth using standard reference material, that is the books that I mentioned. So that is all. I think if you do this over the next 40 days, and some smart preparation strategies, I used to use them during my times. Now you know where the syllabus is and where you are at currently. ऊपर ऊपर से यू कैन मेक अ फेयर एस्टिमेट ऑन इंग्लिश में मैं कितना स्कोर कर सकता हूँ, मैथ एंड जीके में कितना स्कोर आ सकता है इफ सीडीएस एग्जाम इज गिवन टुडे राइट नाउ टू मी. So now you know the difference between what level you are at and what level is expected. So let's say, for example, you are scoring around 60 in English, around 30 in math, and you are not able to clear GK cutoff at all. Around 10-15 you are scoring. Let's assume. So the overall cutoff, let's assume for IMA, INA, and AFA goes to around 150. I'm throwing rough numbers just for example. So now you know overall मुझे 150 चाहिए and you know sectional cutoff होती है CDS में. In every paper you have to score about 20. So you are clearing the cutoff comfortably for maths and English, but you are not able to clear the cutoff for GK. So regardless of how much you study math, how much you study English, if you are not able to bridge that 5-10 marks gap and score 20 in GK, your preparation goes for a toss. You won't clear the exam. So the first priority for you to take care of is for you to clear CDS cutoff, GK cutoff in specific. So based on everything that I told, try to cover at least two or three subjects in depth. Different people are comfortable with different subjects. जैसे I used to enjoy polity and history a lot, and science was my area of strength, physics and chemistry, biology sometimes. So I used to cover these subjects completely, end to end, and the remaining subjects which I was not very good at, like economics, geography, even current affairs, I was average in. So I used to still study them, but not in that much depth. I used to be happy skipping those questions if they come. But the areas I am strong at, I used to attempt most questions and get significant number of them right. So that should be your strategy to make sure you are covering all the comfortable areas in depth. And at this stage, do not try to skip anything. ऊपर ऊपर से देख लेना at least the areas you are not comfortable with also. Just try to glance because you never know. You may get very easy questions which you can just answer ऊपर से देख के, and even one question can make the difference between you clearing the cutoff and not clearing. So try to maximize how much you are putting in. जैसे now you have 40 full days, so there's no excuse कि मुझे time नहीं है या I'm taking pressure. Pressure से कुछ नहीं होता है. There is a competitive exam and how much ever you prepare, the result is uncertain always. So accept the risk, accept the hard work that the exam demands, and put your best. Do not worry about what will happen. From now, at least, try to ramp up your preparation. If you have any doubts, I'll always be available on Instagram. You can also comment on this YouTube video. I'll get back to you or I'll reply to the comment itself at the earliest. I want you to prepare well because एसएसबी मेडिकल्स वो सब थोड़ा तुम्हारे हाथ में नहीं है, मैं मान सकता हूँ, बट रिटन एग्जाम इज समथिंग विच इज completely इन योर हैंड्स. The amount of efforts you put in will translate into results. So there's no excuse if you do not clear the written exam, then you were not preparing hard enough, or you did not prepare in a smart way, or you didn't use some good strategies. That is what I would say if you can't clear this exam, because every exam is gameable. If you know the tricks and tactics for any competitive exam in India, you can clear. At least the cutoff can be cleared by even an average student. So please do it. And this is all I wanted to cover. You can maximize your score by employing such strategies कि कहाँ पे weak हूँ उसमें at least bare minimum तक आना पड़ेगा. And on top of it, you can maximize your score. हाँ, in the same example, let's say you scored 20 in GK now. After some preparation, you are able to get confidence कि हाँ 20-25 तो आ ही जाएगा GK में. So now you also need to clear the overall cutoff. So the scores you were getting, even if you clear all three individual cutoffs, you may not get the overall cutoff to clear AFA or even IMA and INA. So now, if you want to maximize your score by putting in minimum efforts, where do you do it? First thing I would say is English, because if you are aware of all the basics, if you can maintain your calm, if you don't do silly mistakes in English, it is the scoring area. 70 to 80 marks though you can get if you are aware of all the simple basics. So that is where I would focus my energies on. Maths also to some extent, because if you remember the basic formula, if you know first principles of these simple topics in arithmetic, algebra, geometry is one scoring area. If you remember all the formulae, that is all. Nothing else is required in geography. At least arithmetic, mein you need to be quick, you need to solve, you should have had some confidence in solving different types of problems, etc. But geography is mostly straightforward. If you know the concept, if you know the formula, you can directly apply and get the answer. Or in math, there's another important thing you can do. You can take educated guesses. जैसे let's say there's a circle and a triangle inscribed in it, and they have given two sides and they're telling you to calculate the third side, or they're telling to calculate some angle. Just by looking at it, if you know some concepts of math, you can take a rough guess on what the length of the other side could be. Or you can just plot a graph on your paper and try to solve and measure with your scale कि approximately कितना हो सकता है. And all these jugards you can do to maybe get four or five more questions right in maths. English also similarly, there are some things which just sound correct. So that may not be necessarily true, but at least two or three options you can eliminate and come up with the last option or last two options left. And ऐसे educated guess करना चाहिए during these exams, because you can't study and be sure of everything. So you should have confidence to play with 5 or 10 marks. That confidence you will get when you know you are clearing the basic cutoff at least. So do that. और भी कुछ होंगे strategies which we can discuss. I'll keep conducting live sessions where we can come together and discuss our preparation so far. For this cycle, that is CDS 2, CDS 1 2026, I have not designed any material or course or anything. But I have a good collection of all the ebooks, previous year papers, and helpful material basically for all these written exams, AFCAT, CDS, NDA, CAPF, etc. So if you comment on this video, or if you reach out to me personally on Instagram or WhatsApp, I'll be happy to share that Google Drive link with you. You can refer to all the books there for free. And once we come up with our own written material, our own coaching program, I'm planning to do that in the future. For the next cycle, maybe we'll launch it. That is CDS 2, AFCAT 2, and CDST also is also coming. So we'll try to come up with proper online courses for these exams. But for now, you can refer to all the free resources available. We have a good collection. So comment on it on this video, or reach out to me on Instagram. I'll be happy to share all the resources with you. I want you to prepare well. I've done my part. I've told you where you can study from and what you can do to, you know, maximize your, efforts and return on those efforts. So the task is on you now. Please prepare well and all the best. That is all I can say for now. For SSB interview, please reach out to me. I've been mentoring a lot of people for SSB, and I'd be happy to help you as well. Once CDS exam, AFCAT exam is done, you can reach out to me and I'll mentor you personally for SSB. That is all. All the best and kill it. Last 40 days left, so keep the Josh high. We've got this. We can do this. So do well. All the best. Jai Hind.